the
needs to keep it in the file.
the
So John,
inspector.
Yes, Mr. Gordon.
give it to him so he keeps it in his file.
Doesn't have to be in the court file.
He has the file. He has the file.
Yeah, it's the court file is their file.
Oh, the court file is their file?
It's
Okay. Thank you.
All right.
kind of weird.
Yeah, it is. Go ahead and make your appearance for the record.
My name is Boris. I'm the owner of property 920.
Boris Sotolongo?
Yeah,
All right. And your address?
920 Northwest on 24th Street, North Miami.
All right. Have you been made aware of the violation?
I had a violation code. I was making
Are you aware of the violation?
oh yeah.
Are you objecting to the violation?
Yeah, I knocked down everything, so
You knocked down everything.
yeah. I'm trying to make a roof for make it terrace next
So
to
you
the
abated. So he's basically saying he abated the violation.
City of North Miami Co-Compliance Officer Karen Jean Lewis. This morning, prior to the hearing, I spoke to Mr. Sotolongo in reference to the violation. He had a structure in the rear that was erected without a permit. I advised him when we spoke prior to this morning that he was supposed to obtain an after-the-fact permit for the structure, but this morning he called to state that he took it down. Per our office rules, prior to the hearing, we have a final reinspection date. For this case, it was March 27th, and at the time, he wasn't in compliance. So we do not go back to the property after that reinspection date. So if you can give me time to go back to the property to see if he has indeed taken the structure down.
How completed was the structure?
It was complete. It looked like he was housing birds. I'm not sure if it was chickens. He mentioned something about pigeons, but it was
So it's like a coop.
a coop, yes.
And so you destroyed the coop.
that's another thing. That's not about the bird. That's nothing.
You destroyed the structure.
Yeah, I destroyed it. Yeah.
Okay. So you want to reset.
Yes.
All right. May 15th.
So that's it.
The next item is item 25 and 26. Celius Altilis. Jose Perez is the officer. The first case is CEFAW 2018-00328. And item 26 is CEODS 2018-00224.
Interpreter?
Yeah, please.
Mr. Attilis, state your name for the record.
Déclaré non point registre.
Yeah. Celius Attilis,
Celius Attilus,
And your address?
Arsic, 560 Nord-Ouest 130 Street.
560 Northwest 130th Street.
All right. You had two violations that came before the magistrate, and you were found to be in violation of the city's code, and you were given until March 27th to abate the violations.
Ou gen deux violations qui vini de la city. Côté
To correct it.
violation d'un code, ou te gen juste le 27 mars ou te accompli avec ça au mado là. Yes.
Have you completed the repairs necessary,
Est-ce que te complété par ça?
or taken the action necessary?
I am asking, I do not know what that is.
All right. Let's remind him, Mr. Perez.
City of North Miami Code Enforcement Officer Perez. Today we're hearing the case in reference to the property at 560 Northwest 130 Street. This is these two violations. One is in reference to the fence in the rear of the property. The other violation is to the outdoor storage.
Remember, he has an interpreter, so we have to kind of slow down.
Sorry.
The-
Barrière qui pas derrière, et puis l'autre l'ancienne structure qui sous portail là.
Continue. This, when your interpreter go ahead, but when you pause, isn't a time for him to speak. It's just a time for Mr. Perez to continue his testimony. All right.
Le me poser, c'est pas un moment pour moi pour parler, c'est pour M. Perez continuer témoignage.
As of my final reinspection date on March 27th, the rear of the fence had not been repaired, as well as the outdoor storage has not been completely picked up. Previously, I have spoken to the building department, specifically to Ms. Rahima Golding. The resident was going to apply for a fence permit to replace the fence in the rear. Unfortunately, at this time, he still has not gotten approval from the building department in reference to putting a new fence. So the violation does exist as of the 27th, and as of today, the permit still has not been issued.
And what about the loose items, the
The
outdoor
loose items, they're still, as of the 27th, the final reinspection, they were still in the rear of the property. Several items were scattered around. I have photographs that I could show the resident and submit for evidence.
Ici, qui campait derrière.
Those are parts for the AC that is in the rear.
Et après ça, c'est feuilles avocado avec les feuilles
After that,
mango qui tombent tout en
it is the leaves from the avocado tree and the mango tree that are falling, and I'm picking them up constantly.
tout le temps. Au fini, me ramasser, mettre en
Every time they fall, I pick them up, I put them in a bag, I pick them up.
Après ça, me pas bien rien qui t'a fait pas connaître pour qui ça vient
Besides that, I do not have anything else, which is why I do not know why I have two violations, these two violations he speaks of.
I don't know why you don't have three.
There were other violations in the property, such as storage of an oversized vehicle, as well as a derelict vehicle that was being stored there. Those have been abated, but as of right now, the outdoor storage and the fence are what's really at issue here.
Yeah, and because I'm looking at the rear of the property, and we're talking about more than just some leaves. I'm
Right.
sure Mr. Perez wasn't speaking about those leaves. I'm looking at what
The
appears to be a
bench
workout bench,
and
barbecue grill, some chairs,
some
looks like a
buckets.
seat, some piping, a bucket, and a shed in very, very disrepair.
Yeah, I mean, I have photographs of how it was before. It has picked up a little bit, but unfortunately, I'll submit these as well into evidence. The fence was also sort of kind of repaired a little bit, but it's still not up to standards that would suffice hurricane winds, for example, and I fear that there might be an issue with that in the future.
I have photos.
Okay, show me your.
C'est comme ça le était avant. Avant. Alors, les petits gens mieux, mais c'est pour finir compléter.
Was he before pictures? I don't need 'em.
I'm waiting for my turn to speak.
So as you can see there, the fence was in very bad shape. So he has added a couple planks, but unfortunately, that's not gonna.
And he needs a permit, so
Yeah.
he hasn't gotten a permit yet. So, Mr. Attilis,
Monsieur Attilius,
go ahead and speak.
où m'êtes parlé?
Premièrement, nous avons gagné machine pour premier valet. Premier,
Firstly, I had the cards for the first violations, the first 4 violations.
yo dit move your machine moi te gagné.
They told me to move a black car that I had.
Yo dit te truck la te pesé trop pour des côtés.
I was told the truck weighed too much for where I had parked it. I moved it.
Mr. Attilis, Mr. Attilis, we're speaking right now about the fact that the fence still needs additional repair, and then you have to pull a permit in order to actually properly repair the fence. And you still need more cleaning up that you need to do in the back. That's what we're talking about today.
Pour qu'on y a nous seulement parlé de barrière qui derrière, que les styles besoin un peu de réparation, c'est pour sortir un permis pour compléter lui et puis derrière manque un peu de nettoyage toujours, c'est ça seulement on a parlé aujourd'hui.
Ok, merci.
Okay, thank you.
Get en mette permis. Get en permis a dit après dem c'est.
I have already placed a permit. I was told that they were going to call me for the permit. The city is.
Ma mette dans
Did you see an application?
I'm going
for
to place
permit?
metal. I'm gonna move
So-
everything completely.
So as of this morning, I checked for the permitting status, and it appears that he only applied. He never submitted any plans or anything like that for it. So that's why I guess the city hasn't gotten back to him.
All right, Mr. Tillis, it seems like you need some help with the fence, at least the fence portion of this issue.
Monsieur Tillis, il paraît que pour barrière là, au moins pour
So,
partie barrière là, on besoin d'aide.
You may want to get a contractor or
pour
somebody
faire barrière
to assist you in
correctement.
this process.
Peut-être on a besoin chercher un contracteur.
I don't think
un
this
monde qui
is-
capable
this is-
assister
process
ou
is something you
pour
can do on your
présenter
own.
permis et puis faire procéder correctement.
Right.
Okay, thank you.
And I'm gonna give,
And
I'm gonna
what
give you
else
another,
is there?
I'm
What
gonna
else do
give
I
you
have to
another
do?
30 days
Là, bon, le 30 jours
to try to get this right.
pour essayer faire le correctement.
So I'll see you back on May 15th.
Là, pour
Thank you.
encore le 15 mai.
Ça m'a été encore, demander officiel qui ça m'a été compris dans la cour à confirmer.
What else remains? I'd like to ask the officer what else remains at the back for in order for me to have everything correct.
Just pick up all the trash,
Seulement ramasser
remove the
toute fataille,
bench, remove
Retirer
the,
bench.
all the loose items that you see in the back.
tout bail qui gagne derrière ko ouais, on est retiré.
Get you a fence contractor or a GC
Contacter mon boss
to assist you
pour faire barrière là,
with the fence.
pour aider avec barrière. Okay,
Thank you.
there's nothing further. Is that it?
That's it.
Ça seulement.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The next item is item 31, Curtis Hinson. Wayne Clark is the officer. The case number is CEEXP 2019-00003, item 31.
Good morning. Go ahead and make your appearance for the record.
Good morning. My name is Curtis Henson, 1630 Northwest 133rd Street, North Miami, 33167.
Mr. Henson, you've been made aware of the violation, correct?
Yes, I have.
Are there any objections to the violation?
Not at this moment, no.
I need- how
Wayne
much ti-
Clark, City, North Miami Code Compliance.
How much additional time do you need?
Can I get 45 days? What happened, if I could explain?
Can you do it in 30?
We'll start
Yeah,
progress.
All right.
we'll work.
So I find out a violation does exist. It's cited, issue an abatement date for May 8th. Not abated by May 8th, then it's $250 per day until abated. Thank you, gentlemen.
The next case is item 28, Clyde Leslie Jr. Jose Perez is the officer. The case number is CEFAW 2019-00014, item 28.
Good morning. Go ahead and make your appearance for the record.
Good morning. My name is Clyde Leslie. I live at 11905 Northwest 2nd Avenue.
All right, you've been made aware of the violation, correct?
I am?
And are there any objections to the violation?
No.
How much time do you need?
Well, we started to work on it this week, so like by the end of the month, so I can get it painted as well. Because
All
I
right,
feel like
find
that's
that a
gonna be a
violation
problem.
does exist as cited. Issue an abatement date of May 8th. Not abated by May 8th, then it's $250 per day until abated.
Okay,
Thank you, gentlemen.
thank you.
The next item is item 36 and 37, Daniel Pomeratz. Vanessa Willis is the officer. The first case is CEGMP 2018-00432. The second case is CEGMP 2018-00433, item 36 and 37.
Go ahead and make your appearance for the record. To the podium, sir. Make your appearance for the record.
I don't believe he was sworn in either, Special Magistrate.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but? If so, say I do.
Yeah, I do.
All right. Make your appearance for the record.
What do you mean?
Your
by-
name. Give me your name
Oh.
and your address for the record.
My name is Dan Pomerantz.
And your address?
I'm summoned as a corporation. I'm just a flesh and blood. I'm not a corporation. I'm Dan Pomerantz, flesh and blood.
All right.
And I don't know how this hearing could have subject matter jurisdiction over anything I do. My
Why do you-
address is 12202 Northeast 11th Court.
You're saying you don't know how we have subject matter jurisdiction?
Well, I'm flesh and blood, you're a
it is.
corporation, I don't get the nexus, frankly.
Okay.
That, and then there's the flag issue. I have to ask you, why is there a red, white, blue, and gold flag that we're proceeding under?
You've been given some citations. Are you objecting to these citations?
Yes.
All right. City?
Vanessa Willis, City of North Miami Code Compliance Officer. We have two cases here today, CEGMP 2018-00432 for pressure cleaning and painting the house. Paint permit is required. The next violation is CEGMP 2018-00433. Roof is dirty and discolored. Please pressure clean and or paint the roof. To date, both of those items have not been done. He is not in compliance. This property was cited back in December of 2018.
All right. Mr. Pomerantz, do you have any testimony you want to give regarding these violations?
Well, I'd like to get my questions clarified first.
Okay.
Would you be willing to have a clerk remove the military flag? Because I have no idea what my rights are under that thing.
No.
Okay.
Okay. Do you want to speak to the violations now?
Not yet. I don't grant jurisdiction because of that and because I'm,
You can object to jurisdiction,
I object to
but
jurisdiction.
I do the granting and sustaining.
Well, they're looking for a corporation. Daniel Pomerantz, all in capital letters like a corporation. It isn't me. I'm here as flesh and blood Dan Pomerantz. But I don't see
Mr.
that
Pomerantz.
you have a
Mr.
connection
Mr. Pomerantz.
to a corporation, but not to me.
Mr. Pomerantz.
Yeah.
I'm a magistrate in various capacities, and I've heard this argument made a number of times. There's nowhere in our case history, not only in the state of Florida, but in the United States, do we recognize the legal premises by which you're trying to argue before this magistrate. So either you speak to the violations, or I will make a determination without your testimony, but I will not entertain you in this fashion. Am I
Well-
clear? Am I clear?
Yeah, I would like
Okay.
to go a little further.
If you were going to speak to the violations, then you may do so. If not, then I will make my determination.
Well, I can speak to the violations,
Go ahead.
so-called violations.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, speaking to the violations, I just got this. I spoke with the code enforcement officer, and she said that she'd be willing to work it out with me over a period of time. I have financial hardship, and I'm elderly, so I don't know that I'm gonna go up on my roof, and I know that I can't afford to have it cleaned in the moment. The property is also under contract for sale to a corporation, so I think that, you know, then you'll have a legal nexus, and I'm sure the guy's gonna fix everything because that's his business.
Is it currently under contract? Or-
Yes.
And when is the closing date
It's
set?
supposed to close within 15 days or 20 days.
All right, so then I find that a violation does exist as cited. Issue an abatement date of June 12th. Not abated by June 12th, then it's $250 per day until abated. That should give you enough time to sell the property.
Yeah, so maybe I can climb up there and clean it myself, I guess, you know. Okay,
right.
fair enough.
Have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The next two items are item 40 and 41, Ducel and Audio Sherry. Jose Perez is the officer on both cases. The first case is CEFAW 2019-00031. The second case is CESOD 2019-00009.
I need help, please.
Go ahead and state your name and address for the record.
Nom c'est Giselle Chéri,
My name is Giselle Sherry.
adresse moi 126 75 Nordis, Première Avenue,
My
Miami.
my address is 12675 Northeast First Avenue, Miami.
All right. You've been made aware of the violations,
Est-ce que vous connaissez
correct?
vous reconnaissez que vous avez une violation?
Oui,
Yes.
And do you have any objections to these violations?
Est-ce que vous avez aucune objection contre violation ça? Well, yes.
All right, Mr. Perez?
City of North Miami Code Enforcement Officer Perez, today you're hearing the case in reference to the property at 12675 Northeast First Avenue. The violations are in reference to the fence on the south side of the property. The fence is in disrepair, along with the another violation of the sodding surrounding the property in the swell area that has been deteriorated away due to excessive parking. As of March 27th, compliance has not been made. I have photographs that I'm going to show the resident and submit it to evidence.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Yes, the grass has been parked on. It has killed the grass.
Do you understand what you need to do in order to correct the violation?
Est-ce que vous connaissez ça ou bien pour faire pour corriger la violation? Yes, I recognize it.
All right. Having heard the testimony and evidence presented, find out a violation does exist as cited. Issue an abatement. How much time do you need?
Combien de temps besoin? I have to go get a permit in order to do the fence and to plant the grass.
All right. Issue an abatement date of June 12th. If not abated by June 12th, then it's $250 per day until abated.
Yes, I will make sure that is done.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you.
The next case is item 45, Elizabeth Green. John Dorville is the officer. The case number CEPFY 2019-00051, item 45.
Go ahead and make your appearance.
My name is Elizabeth Green. I live at 625 Northeast 130th Street. I have ownership in this property. That's
Okay.
a question, 14350 Northeast 8th Avenue.
Do you, you've been made aware of the violation, correct?
Yes, I have.
Are there any objections to this violation?
No, I just, I need an extension because I went and pulled a permit.
How much additional time do you need?
I would say about 30 days.
All right. Find out a violation does exist as cited. Issue an abatement date of May 8th. If not abated by May 8th, then it's $250 per day until abated.
Thank you.
The next item on the agenda is item 49, Enterprise 305 LLC. Shanna Sanders is the officer. The case number CELDR 2018-00066, Enterprise 305 LLC. Shanna Sanders is the officer. Item 49.
Good morning. Make your appearance for the record.
My name is Dennis Harula, 11111 Biscayne Boulevard, and I'm a member of Enterprise 305 LLC.
Okay. This matter came before me previously, or before a magistrate previously, and it was adjudicated. It was a violation was found to have existed on the property. You were given until March 27th to correct this violation. Has the violation been corrected?
Your Honor, we had a, I don't know, we're talking about a driveway where grass is growing through the drive. We had a landscaper out there on Sunday or Monday, and the house is vacant. We are in the process of redoing the house for resale. I have to go and check and double check. But if it hasn't been done, we will get it done in the next 10 days.
Shanna Sanders, City of North Miami Code Compliance Officer. To answer your question, Magistrate, as of last Wednesday, March 27th, compliance has not been met. I do have pictures of the violation upon my last reinspection if you would like to see.
Yes.
Sir, if I might add something, if you don't mind. The address of these notices to appear are in Coconut Grove, Florida. We hired an attorney to convert certain properties over to our corporate name, which is Enterprise LLC. But our corporate name of Enterprise LLC is a Delaware corporation. This particular attorney looked up under Sunbiz, where there was another Enterprise 305 in Coconut Grove. And so we did not get these in the time required.
Okay.
And when we did finally get it from the attorney, because I looked it up to make sure that the names had been changed properly, and I saw the address in Coconut Grove, which is not us. He had to go get a quit claim deed from these people to give us back the house, because he registered it to the wrong company. So we didn't have our mail.
You had to go get a quick claim deed for address error?
Actually, it wasn't an address. He converted it to Enterprise 305 LLC on Jackson Avenue in Coconut Grove, which is not us.
How did he, you received the property through a deed?
No.
With your current name?
We've always had this property, but we wanted it converted into a corporate name,
So
which
you,
is Enterprise
so
305.
the individuals deeded it to the corporation?
The individual, we did the corporation ourselves, filed in Delaware.
Who was the owner previous to Enterprise 305?
Mr. Jelke.
As an individual? And then you did a deed and transferred the property from yourself to Enterprise 305? Okay.
Yes.
But the Enterprise 305 that your attorney used for the deed
Is the wrong one.
was the wrong one?
We've since then had it corrected.
Oh.
And, the mail came to the wrong people.
Oh,
And
okay.
so we did receive late
All right.
notices of it.
No comment then. There's still appears to be a violation as of March 27th. Well, that's March 11th, right?
Yes, but if you flip back a couple of more pages, it shows the 27th as well.
Okay.
The 11th is when I posted the property, and that's what it looked like, and then I re-inspected on the 27th.
And what we're looking for is for them to pave the area that's unpaved between the pavers.
That's correct. This is my first time meeting this individual, and we spoke in the back this morning, and I explained to him in detail what the city is asking for, and it is to remove all of that grass area and put some rocks down or cement, concrete, something to
Or pave it.
make it look like a driveway.
Or pave it for uniformity.
Well, it's got rock now, and so
Okay.
I'm not sure. We haven't been back there. And we thought in the last 2 days that the landscapers had taken care of what we had paid them to do. But for us to put rock down there and take care of the grass wouldn't take but a few days.
All right. Well, as of March 27th, there was no compliance, so I find that there was no compliance as of March 27th. And as such, the violation continues to exist until there is until the city has proof otherwise, and the fine shall accumulate until such time.
Okay.
All right.
What is the fine, sir?
$250 per day until abated.
How long do we have to pay it?
Yeah, if you
We can rectify it
if you
and-
coordinate with them today to go
Okay.
out there, then
All right.
something that you can get done relatively quickly.
All right. Thank you.
The next two
I'm
cases.
John Jelke. I'd just like to say one thing. I'd like to express my gratitude to the city of North Miami. I've lived here since 1958, and if there was a better place, I'd move there. Thank you.
All right. I'm sure the city appreciates that.
The next two items on the agenda are 57 and 58. Fritzner Naret. Jose Perez is the officer on both cases. The first case is CEBPR 2019-00005 and CEZPU 2019-00014, item 57 and item 58.
This is my dad, Fritz Nared, and I'm Kamar Nared, the daughter, 460 Northwest, 135th Street, North Miami, Florida, 33168.
All right. You've been made aware of the violation?
Yes, we were aware.
Are there any objections to the violation?
Yes, the one,
Mr. Perez?
1 second. Okay, yeah. So, City of North Miami Code Enforcement Officer Perez. Today we're hearing the case in reference to the property at 460 Northwest 135th Street. This is in reference to two violations, one being around the same issue. The rear of the property was converted into an efficiency. So we have issues where permitting is required for the conversion of the property or disassemble of the efficiency, and the second one being the prohibited use of the zoning for the efficiencies. So as of February 5th, I was called in by the person who was renting the efficiency, and they were unhappy with the living conditions. After that, the homeowner made contact with me once saying that they were going to revert everything back to normal, but after that, they never called me back to do a reinspection or allow me back onto the property to see if it's converted back or not. That's why we're hearing the case today.
Okay.
And no permits have been applied for.
We did speak to Mr. Perez saying that we were going to get the property back to code the way it should be. But Mr. was supposed to come out on that same week, on the 15th. We waited and you didn't come out, and then we called you. That's when you told us that it's just gonna come here straight to court, that we didn't have to do anything, just come to court. So that's what you told me when I personally called you after
Alright, so
after your first inspection.
So have you converted the?
I did, but the problem is the tenant is still there. She used her deposit, and when I spoke to her on the
What do
first
you mean
of
she
this,
used her deposit?
I mean, she, after her last, March was supposed to be her last day to move out. The
I'm
appliances that was on the property were
I'm gonna
removed.
tell you guys something. This is not legal advice, but
Yeah,
deposits aren't rent, and by statute, you cannot use deposits for rent by statute. That's not legal advice. I'm just saying.
You're just saying?
Statute doesn't allow for deposits to be used for rent.
Okay, we didn't know, but it was used. And then we spoke to her on the first. She says that she just needs a little bit of time to move out. She's finding a place. But the appliances, the kitchenette, whatever you saw there, we did move it out. It's out of there. So we're just waiting for her to move out.
It was a fully converted.
But the thing is, the
Yes,
property, we
yes,
bought
it
the
was.
property like that. It's on the floor plan.
And unfortunately, when you buy a property, although you may have bought it in that conditions, the violation still exists with the property. So as a new property owner, you carry over those burdens, unfortunately.
But I don't understand because it's on the floor plan.
That's what she's
of
saying. She's
the-
saying it's on the original floor plan.
It's on the original, this is what I pulled up from the city, it's on the floor plan. The only thing that was that's not supposed to be there was the little kitchen that my dad built, okay, that.
What do you mean,
was
like a stove and
Like a
a
stove.
refrigerator?
The
Yeah,
addition
those
was done
removed.
correctly. It is a legal addition to the property. It used to be a garage, and now it's a room per se. But the addition of the stove, etc., now makes it into an efficiency, especially when there were no permits in question
We
for making
removed
it.
We got it removed, sir. And we spoke to the tenant to have it removed because it was against code to have it there. She agreed. We went in and we removed it, and now we're waiting for her to move out. We're just asking for time
Alright,
for
so
her to.
I'll reset it, going back and inspect. and
Not a
see what's there. May 15th.
For the record, though, I did did pass by the property for the reinspection date. I was waiting for a call because I cannot go onto the property itself without your permission. So
You
that's why
didn't-
I was waiting for your call to go onto the property itself. So
didn't
when
know.
that's done, you could give me a call and I will go and we'll get that cleared out.
Okay, I'm sorry, but we didn't know we were supposed
That's
to
not a
call
problem.
you. We just thought you was coming in to do the thing. We waited all day. Okay,
All right. Now that that's cleared up. All right, May 15th.
May 15th? Okay, thank you.
The next item is item number 66, Jean Melcius. John Dorville is the officer. The case number is CEJ&K 2019-00011, item 66.
Go ahead.
Good morning. My name is Jean Lucius, living at 941 Northeast 141st Street,
Okay.
Miami, Florida 33161.
All right. Do you understand? Do you understand what's needed to correct your violation?
I don't understand that.
Do you understand the?
No,
Do you object to the violation?
The inspector told me first to clean the backyard, they are in the backyard. But I already clean up, but I don't know
So,
why.
so you're saying you've already corrected the violation, Mr. Dorville?
John Dorwell, City of North Miami Code Compliance Office. I have pictures of the latest, my last inspection, March the 13th. I'd like to show it to the property owner.
Yeah, I'm cleaning back on it.
Non, est-ce que ça, c'est photo que vous faites le 13 mars? Est-ce que vous pouvez retirer tout ça?
Qui ça taille là? Tout ça est sorti.
Yeah, ça c'est...
Qui ça taille là?
C'est pas peut-être, I don't know. What? Quel bagage? Est-ce qu'il y en a toujours?
Tout ça est sorti, ça est sorti.
Ok.
Tout est sorti. Mais où elle va passer?
Magistrate, the resident is saying that past my, obviously he's fixed the issue past the 13th, so if I can get adjudication and if he's closed it out, then we can close it out.
All right. So you said on your last inspection, this is the condition that the property was still in?
Yes, sir, this is the rear of the property of which visible through the alleyway.
Okay. So I find that a violation still existed on May 13th, 2019, and thus the fine shall go forward until such time as the property is abated.
For the record, could I ask that the Creole speaking interpreter?
Wait a minute. I didn't adjudicate this. No. So I find that a violation does exist as cited. Issued an abatement date of May 8th. If not abated by May 8th, then it's $250 per day until abated. Mr. Interpreter, Creole, please.
Thank you.
Call your next case. Go ahead.
The next case is Long Island Apartments. Gary Beswick is the officer. Item 81, case number MHZCU 2019-00001.
Hi, good morning.
Good
Valentina
afternoon. Go ahead and
Georgescu.
make your appearance for the record. Go ahead and make your appearance.
Valentina Georgescu for Long Island Apartments.
Your client's been made aware of the violation, correct?
Yes, but I want to contest because
Oh, okay. Mr. Beswick.
Good afternoon, Gary Beswick for the City of North Miami Building Department. The property was first cited and February the 14th, the failure to obtain a certificate of use permit to operate in the City of North Miami. Her contention is that she rent the place. Actually she's the LLC. So her contention is that she rent the place to a law firm.
no, it's not law firm. It's an
Immigration.
immigration office, and they have clearance, and I cannot help them. They have to be the violation in their name, and I want to send you these documents. No, so they apply in their name. Cannot be
They apply in their
so
name for the
company
certificate?
name it's BI Incorporate.
Right, so they apply for the certificate of use?
Recently.
Yes. And they obtain from DERM, and they do all the steps.
Okay.
But they don't need me like Long Island.
Okay.
And I
But Long
cannot-
Island
Yes,
is
sir.
the property owner, and the citation is proper against the property owner. What the property owner has with its tenants is between the property owner and its tenants, but the citation to the property owner is correct.
Thank you.
Okay, but they told me they cannot take care of this because they need all the time approved from the headquarters.
From their headquarters?
Yes, and it's a long process. So they want this violation in their name so they can move faster. Because, for instance, the fire department give them to open a new door.
Listen, I don't know what their difficulties are, but the fact that they're a tenant isn't one of them. So there's no need for the citation to be in their name, nor does the citation being in the property owner's name in no way hinders them from obtaining the permits from either working with the city or the county.
But they have
This is
all
a
the
usual
permits.
process. Both entities are aware of the tenant issues. This is not something new or nuanced.
But
Okay.
they have all the certificate in their name.
Okay.
So it's not Long Island.
It is Long Island. Long Island owns the building. So it is Long Island's violation through its tenant.
So how you consider they can deal with this one? Because they asked
You
me to
said
come here.
you said they obtained everything, right? They obtained everything without your assistance
they-
thus far, right?
Yeah, but they still have, they need more time because
So,
everything
all right,
is
so tell me you
slowly.
need more time. Okay. So I find that a violation does exist as cited. How much time do you think they need?
I think at least 3 months.
At least 3 months?
Yeah.
Any objection?
Yes, because they've been operating for a long time without it, and the complaint come from the police department. So basically, I give them a maximum of 60 days.
All right, fine.
Cannot
Give an
be
abatement date till June 12th. If not abated by June 12th, then it's $250 per day until abated. All right? So let them know. They have until June 12th.
They have to build another door, so they have to hire an architect. They need a lot of things to do. It's not like they can do immediately. They want to do, and
They can
plus
start immediately, though.
they already start.
All right, then they have till June 12th.
Okay,
All right.
thank you.
Mhm.
The next item is item 84. Mariela Padron. Ernst Baptiste is the officer. The case number is CERCV 2018-00173, item 84.
An interpreter.
Go ahead and make your appearance.
Enzo Aguilera.
Angel Aguilera.
What's your name?
Enzo Aguilera.
Angel Aguilera.
Enzo, E-N-Z-O, Enzo.
Angel Aguilera.
No, that's
Enzo.
Enzo.
Enzo Aguilera.
still not the owner.
No, I know the owner.
Usted no es el dueño.
I come in before because I'm living in the house.
Oh, you're a tenant.
Usted es entonces inquilino.
Sí, yo soy el dueño del bote por el problema de la casa.
I am the owner of the boat because of this problem in the house.
Yo vine aquí, él me dio hasta el 20 de marzo.
I came here, you gave me up until the 20th of March,
Anterior del 20 de marzo recibí esta nueva cita.
and before March 20th, I received this new letter,
El día que él me dio hasta el 20 de marzo me dijo que podía tratar de coger el permiso
and on 20th of March, I was told that I could try to obtain a permit,
y yo hice el trámite del permiso.
and I started the process of
Wha-
getting a permit.
Why did you wait till March 20th?
¿Por qué esperó hasta marzo 20?
Yo no esperé a marzo 20. Se me dijo que antes de marzo 20 debía sacar el bote.
Well, I did not wait until March 20. I was told I had the date.
Yeah, it was a
the
deadline.
20th. The deadline, March of 20.
Yo desde el día que salí de aquí traté de conseguir el permiso, no me daban el papel.
Since I left here, I tried to obtain permit, but I was not getting it.
Al final me lo consiguieron todos los papeles y yo vine y ya pagué el trámite del permiso.
And I finally came, I started, I already paid all the fees for the permit.
Why didn't you apply for a permit shortly after the last hearing?
¿Y por qué no aplicó por el permiso inmediatamente después de la
No
anterior?
me daban los trámites, no me daban los papeles para hacer los trámites.
Well, they would not give me the papers to start the process.
Okay. Mr. Baptiste.
Ernst Baptiste, City of Miami Code Enforcement Officers.
Voy a traducir todo lo que él dice.
Case that was reset was heard, give the tenant more time, spoke to him about the process to obtain the variance, and nothing was done. And March 11 took picture, violations still exist. Posted the property on March 11.
What's the likelihood that this, not saying that anyone has predetermined anything, but what's the likelihood that the variance will be granted? In your opinion?
It's up in the air because now they have to go in front of a board to obtain the variance.
Is the city giving out the variances for boats? Are they typically granting those variances?
That was before, when we have administrative variance, but right now it's a new process. It's
anybody's guess.
Anybody's guess.
All right. All right. Last 30 days. One more time. Let's see. Another 30 days. Let's see what happens.
Bueno, 30 días más y veamos qué pasa en 30 días, dice el juez.
¿Qué pasa con lo del permiso?
And get a power of attorney from the owner that says you can speak on their behalf.
Y lo que tiene que conseguir es una carta poder del abogado para que usted pueda hablar por él, porque él es dueño.
¿El dueño?
Sí. Okay.
Thank you.
Gracias.
May 15th.
The next two items on the agenda is 94 and 95, Nigel Ellis and Shirley Reed. Jose Perez is the officer. The case number CEPFY 2019-00067 and CEZPU 2019-00016, item 94 and 95.
Good morning. My name is Shirley Reed. My address is 130 Northwest 122nd Street, 33168.
All right. Ms. Reed, you've been made aware of the violations, correct?
Yes.
Are there any objections to these violations?
No.
All right. How much time do you need?
Like 30 days.
All right. I find out a violation does exist as cited. Issue an abatement date of May 8th. If not abated by May 8th, then it's $250 per day per citation until abated. Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
The next item is item 101, Paulette Charles. Wayne Clark is the officer. The case number is CEGMP 2018-00357, item 101.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. My name is Paulette Charles. I live in 830 Northeast, 131 Street, North Miami, Florida, 33161.
All right. Last time this came before me, I adjudicated this matter. I found that a violation did exist as cited. I gave you until February 13th to correct the violation. Have you corrected the violation?
Yes, it was matched something. Yes, it's been corrected.
Wayne Clark, City of North Miami Code Compliance. She did make an effort to do so, but however, I told her that the wall exterior and interior needed to be painted, not just the interior. However, I noticed she did paint part of the exterior wall, but there's still part of the exterior wall on the east side and the entire exterior wall on the west side of the property that is still unpainted. And I just told her a little while ago, she said to me that it wasn't her responsibility to paint the outside of her wall. It was her neighbor's responsibility, which I've never heard before. And if you identify that as your property boundary wall, then it's yours interior and exterior wise. So right now, we have half of the exterior east wall unfinished, and the entire west exterior wall has not been painted.
Ms. Charles, would you like to elaborate?
No, but do I have to paint all the wall for the neighbors? Because this wall been there for I don't know how many years.
Is this wall connected to your
I don't
house?
know how many years it's been like that. They never paid it.
Is the wall connected to your house?
It's like it's something like this. It's a wall back in the front and the back, but I don't know how long ago that's been painted. But even I don't know. I'm responsible to paint I paint the like the water damage in the side, but I cannot paint do I have to paint it all over?
That's your wall. I mean,
I don't know if they never said that. This is the first time I heard it about that. This is the first time. I always paint my wall over and over, like every 5 years, and I paint my side. But the neighbors never paint it. How come I am responsible to paint their side? I can't paint it like the water damage, the one, you know, the water I
Oh,
paint
I
it.
see what she's saying.
But I cannot
I see
paint
what
all
she's saying
over.
now.
This is a big wall. That costs money. I pay $1,040 to pay that to paint that.
The question,
You know, to replace the
they should have
stones
painted
to
the whole
paint it.
wall there.
You know, and I never paint my never.
That's
never.
her.
The first time
That's
I
her
hear
property.
about it.
That's just like my neighbor has a wall. I asked them to paint it. They don't paint it. I'm calling code
This one
compliance.
right here is her side. That's how it looks
All
on
that.
her
The
side?
whole wall is her. See, if you
No, I'm saying, but this is her.
All the way
painting-
back, all the way
painting-
back.
This is her painting her side of it.
that's
On the side that faces her
neighbor.
property.
No, that's the side that faces the east side neighbor, abutting her property.
Oh, okay.
So that little piece you see back there in the back that's unfinished,
Uh-huh.
she should have went all the way back. Because if you look at the property from the photo taken from the front of the property,
Uh-huh.
you can clearly see that that wall is around her property. Both sides, the whole wall is hers.
Do you know how much the
But
cost?
she is misunderstanding that that wall, interior and exterior, is her responsibility, not her neighbor's.
Right.
Like I said, if it was my neighbor, he didn't do it, I'd be calling code enforcement to complain for the neighbor to paint it, not me to paint it, because I didn't put it there.
I've been painting my wall over and over. They will never cite me for that.
This is like a
That the
fin-
first-
this is
like-
it's years ago. This one is years ago.
It's like a
I've
fence
been
that you
painting
put up.
my wall, but I
Right.
Listen, it's like a fence that you put up, and you go and you paint the fence
I
on your
don't paint,
side.
no, this one.
If you put up the
Listen
fence,
to him.
if you put up the fence belongs to you.
Right.
Would you agree?
I didn't paint it because I bought the house like that.
Did
But
you-
I've been painting my house,
listen-
and I bought the
listen
house.
to me.
I've been
Listen to
painting my
me.
wall over.
Listen to me. If you put up a fence, would you agree that the fence belongs to you?
I painted because the fence
If
doesn't
you
belong.
put up a fence, would you agree that the fence belonged to you?
Yes, it belongs to me.
Okay,
The
so
fence
if you
belong to me,
buy
but
a
if I-
property with a gate around it, would you agree that the property that you buy with the gate around it is part of the purchase?
Do you know how long I've been living in that house? I've been painting my
If
wall
you
over
buy
and over.
a house
but
that
I
ha-
never paint their side.
If you buy a house with
So-
a gate around it, would you agree that when you bought the house, the gate belonged to you too?
I never painted. It's
Shit.
I've been
All
painting
right.
my side
You have-
over and over.
you have to
for
paint it.
many years.
You have to paint both sides.
Many years. They never.
Listen.
I agree to paint the,
I'ma give you
the
another-
dirty one by the water.
I'ma give
I
you
agree to do that.
I'm gonna
I'm
give
going
you
to
another
appeal that
30
because I'm-
days to paint.
That is
to
going
paint
to
it
be
all.
I'm going to appeal it. I'm not going to
All
paint
right.
it.
I mean, you're free to do so.
Yes, I'm going to appeal it. I'm not going to paint it.
But the amount of money that will cost you to appeal me, you could have used to paint
I'm
the
not
property.
going to paint it. No.
Well,
I'm not going to keep painting that
the
over
city's
and over.
asking for an
No,
adjudication.
I gotta break it
That's
and
it.
paint it. I gotta break it. That's it. I'm not
Already-
going to paint it.
Oh, you want a running fine?
Yes, today. Because obviously she's
I'm
not
gonna give
trying
her,
to.
I'm gonna give her
so-
another 30 days.
You know?
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna give her another
The
30
benefit of the doubt.
I'm gonna give her
I'm
30
going to-
days
I'm
to,
not going
to,
to
to,
paint
to
it.
see the error of her ways.
I pay $1,000. I don't have the money to pay it either. I don't have the money. The house, that the little house.
Listen,
that
if
they
you
put
have
up,
the
why
money
don't-
to, if
you
you
don't
have the,
cite
if
it?
you have the money to appeal
And-
me, you have the money to paint it.
Listen to the, just respect the judge. Oh my God.
So I'm gonna give you another 30 days, May 15th.
No, I have to appeal that. You cannot tell me thank you. You are going to send them money to pay it?
Thank you.
I have to appeal that.
All right. I mean,
This
if,
house,
listen.
there's a gate, there is a fence by the.
Listen, you can spend the
There's a
money-
code violation in that city.
You can
a lot of
spend,
code
you can spend the
violations.
money to
My
paint it, or you can
next-door
spend the
neighbors,
money to appeal me.
You know, my
It's
next
cheaper to
door
paint
neighbors,
it.
they don't, my neighbors, they get is broken. They don't cite here.
All right.
And they order their house. They don't cite anything. Until only me. And if like if you look at my house, that they only look good looking house in that neighborhood. So I try. So I'm not going to paint their side. I have to go some. I gotta break it instead of painting it.
I understand. Yes.
The next item is 105 Perig, address 1475 Northeast 125 Terrace. Vanessa Willis is the officer.
She's
The
free to
case-
go. Her case is done. She's free to go. Her case is done.
The case number is MHVIO 2019-00028, item 105.
I'm sorry, I was distracted. Where-
Item 105.
Thank you.
Okay, that's fine. They think it's you. Okay, we're gonna have to put it to the end. She is the owner of the unit that was being affected, so I don't think, yeah, she's not
She's
here.
the owner of the unit being affected.
Right, there,
Okay.
this is a case in reference to a unit above her that's leaking where they needed to make
But the
a,
property owner hasn't.
correct, signed
appeared.
in,
Okay.
okay.
So we have to wait.
The next item on the agenda is 124, 3 Horizons South. Vanessa Willis is the officer. The case number is MHVIO 2017-01183. Item 124.
All right, I previously adjudicated this matter. I found that a violation did exist as cited. I gave until September 4th of last year to abate this violation or to correct the violation. Has the violation been corrected?
Yes, Special Magistrate. The reason why we're before you is because they had an abatement date and, due to directives in the office, and if we have not determined, that there has been compliance, then we still have to come to magistrate. But what has happened in the interim is the owner of the unit that complained
Was
has stated that they are in compliance.
was there an inspection and determination made on September 4th that there was compliance or not?
On September 4th, I wasn't able to gain access. This has been an ongoing problem
So
with the
only
person.
only recently were you able to obtain verification
Correct.
of compliance?
Correct.
All right. All right, case dismissed.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next case is 124.